So I don't know how many of you are sleeping. So let me ask you a simple question. How many of you have seen an alien? Alien? Okay. Who? So no personal quotes here. So I have seen not one, many of them. One of them is there. See, assume that for the green little men on the Mars, when we go into land on Mars, who are we? Who are we? We are the aliens, right? In 1969, a human became an alien for the first time in the history. So that's July 20th, the first man landed on something other than our own cosmic object Earth. That's the moon. So it's happened almost 60 years back. Even now, what is left to study moon? So this talk is an attempt to actually inform you that. So studying of moon is still relevant and moon is still necessary, not just for poets to write love stories or love poems about that. So for many other stuff. Okay. So let's know what are the things. So mythology, our moon had a special space in almost every culture, not only from Indian mythology where we call Chandamama, our Rama is also called as Ramachandra. So like that, in almost all mythology, moon is depicted in some form or the other. And most of the times, in India, it is a man, moon is a man. In some other countries like Luna or Selena, it is a woman. And even in one of the African countries, it's both man and woman. So 15 days, new moon to full moon, it is I think woman, maybe the otherwise also, and the other fortnight it's going to be woman. Okay, so moon is always depicted because it shows the importance of moon, not necessarily this one, but why moon is important to us, not from the Puranas or mythology. Why do we need moon? So in the ancient times, moon held a special position with respect to time. You know that humans are very good at actually using any repetitive things for timekeeping. So one of the best opportunity for them is our day, night and day. So it gives you 24 hours. Next best thing is they found that the moon, new moon to full moon and the new one, it is cycling. So then they started using this as a calendar. So from there it came Paksha, Tithi, Chandramasa, it's equal to 1 lunar month, and then even the entire year divided into 12 months. Okay, but why do you need a calendar? So ancient times, man or woman, so you wanted to actually, he was depending on cultivation, agriculture, and he wanted to know what is the best time to sow something, what is the best time to irrigate something, or what is the best time to cut that. Okay, so for this he did not had any watches like us, so he was depending on moon. But how, which way he can actually use the moon? Then he started looking at what is the stars behind that, constellations behind that, and where the moon is, and from where there he started actually using this for predicting all the agriculture, crop and everything. And there were actually 28 stars, we call it as Malay Nakshatra, rain stars. Okay, so all these 28 stars have at least one or the other thing associated with in Kannada. I'm sure many other people will also have something like that. See, for example, Ashwini Nakshatra, Dharani Male Surdu Dharani Kochkondo Hoytu, means if rain comes when the Dharani, means the moon is in the Dharani, so it is associated with something bad. Or if it is Swati Nakshatra, it is a different one. Like that, he has associated entire agriculture industry with moon and stars. Okay, so this is how our connection with moon started in the ancient times. And Abhijit is the one which we no longer use. So we still use 27 rain stars or Malay Nakshatra. So not only this, moon is very special in the sense that if you take our inner solar system of 4 planets, so Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, So only Mars and Earth have satellites, moons. Okay, so I'll be interchanging moons and satellites with a lot of times. But if you see Phobos and Deimos, this is zoomed a lot. These are only few tens of kilometers in size compared to the size of Mars. Whereas one of the questions was quiz questions was this. Whereas Moon is almost 1/3 the size of its host planet Earth. Okay, so in this way, does it make it's the biggest moon in the solar system? No, that belongs to the moon of Jupiter. That's Ganymede. Ganymede is the biggest moon in our solar system. It's almost 2 times bigger than moon. Okay, our moon. So, but consider the comparisons, ratios. Okay, in front of Jupiter, Ganymede looks so small, whereas in front of moon, the size of moon, in front of Earth, the size of moon is very, very large. It is significant, 1/3. Okay, so this is the size of Ganymede, which is almost 2 times more bigger than our moon, but in front of its host planet Jupiter, it is very, very small. That is, the ratio is very small. So is it important? Yes, we will come to that later. Okay, this is just to give an idea of how the sizes of all the moons in our solar system. So Jupiter's moons are like that. The size 4 of the biggest moons belongs to Jupiter and Sun. Then comes tides. You are all aware of tides, right? Bharata in Kannada. So tides are very, very important for the origin of life. Okay, so this is a very simple cartoon showing how the tidal bulges happens due to moon. Okay, so I'll give you as a homework. I'm not supposed to, but I'll give you as a homework. Till now I'm struggling. See, I can understand the tidal bulge towards the moon. Okay, but how did that same thing is happening at the other direction? If any one of you know the answer to this one, I'll be very happy to discuss with you. Okay, so why tides are very, very, very much important? So the question before going there, one of the basic questions asked from the long time is, are we alone in the universe? When I say are we alone, when the life exists only on Earth, or can you see life on any other planet? Okay, or any other place other than our solar system, or even within the solar system other than our Earth? And so while Mayuri is trying to answer the question how the universe came into existence, I am trying to answer how the life came onto the Earth. So there are several searches going on. You might have heard one famous search called Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, SETI. It is going on almost for 5 decades now. It's almost stopped now. But till now, we have not come across any single place where life exists. Imagine, this is a picture of a small portion of butterflies and moth. Okay, so there are almost 30,000 varieties of butterflies alone on Earth. Okay, so if you consider all the species of life on Earth, there is an estimation which suggests that there are 87 lakh life species of life exist on Earth. This after losing out 90% of the life during the Great Extinction. So remaining 10% itself equal to 8.7 million numbers. So this much is there on Earth alone. Out of these many, how tough it is to look for one life form in some other place other than Earth? Is it so difficult? Look at the variety here. So how did actually life came on Earth? We don't know answer for that, but we know how the building blocks of life came into Earth. So all of them thanks to our moon, okay, and tides. Why tides? See, earlier ocean was rich in building blocks, mainly phosphate, which is essential part of DNA and RNA. Okay, so you know this, right? All these cytosine and all these things are made out of phosphate. Okay, so these phosphates have a tendency to grow, self-growing. They can come closer, attach to each other, and start growing as a zipper. Okay, but there is one problem there. Phosphate is very much essential for growing of this DNA or RNA, but the problem is they don't like each other. Ma'am was talking about aliens. So even these phosphates do not like each other. So they repel each other. When two phosphate molecules repel each other, where is the chance of them coming closer and attaching together and just start building or growing? There comes the C. So in salty condition, this repulsion between two phosphate molecules goes away. So inside the sea, okay, when there is a two phosphate molecules, they can come closer and they start forming these chains. They keep on growing. But how long can they keep on growing? So once all the phosphate in that area gets exhausted, so there is no more growing of the chains, right? That's where the moon comes into picture. So because of the tides, there is a lot of mixing is happening. So the phosphate rich water from other place then will move here and then this cycle will continue. Okay. And because of the same moon, tides can happen, and when the tides recedes, it leaves puddles of water everywhere. And when these puddles evaporate, they will become more and more saline, and the chances of growing these building blocks will be much higher. Okay. So moon is responsible for actually creating all the bricks. When exactly life ignited, we don't know. If any one of you actually find out or give a theory for that, I am sure we will get many more Nobel Prizes. So that's fine. So it happened long back. Building blocks were made and made ready. Life existed. But then why do we need moon now? Okay. This is the answer for the reason for having moon or necessity of having moon with us. All of you know that on earth we have seasons, right? Summer, winter and etc. You know why the seasons happens? What's the reason for having seasons? Tilt, fantastic. So it is tilted at around 23 degrees. Don't quote me exactly saying that it's not the 23 degree, it is 23 point something. Okay. So astronomers are very good in actually order of magnitude calculations. For us 20 and 50 are one of the same. So this 23 degrees for millions and millions of years is very stable. It is not going to 25 or it is not coming to 20 or less than. It is 23.5 within plus or minus 1.5 degrees. It is the stability is mainly due to the moon, which is very massive compared to earth, and hence is maintaining this tilt. So what if the tilt becomes very high? So just assume by some reason the tilt has become such that the tilt is 90 degrees. So the rotation axis is along the sun. So in my earlier picture I showed one of the images of the inner solar system. So Mercury is the closest to sun. So Mercury, the temperature is very varying. On the hot side it can go to more than 800 Kelvin. And the cooler side it can go to minus 200 degrees centigrade. When I say hot and cool, during the daytime the temperatures can be as high as 800 degrees, and the night side it can be minus 200 degrees centigrade. If you remember the movie Terminator, minus 200 degrees centigrade is the liquid nitrogen temperature where you can see that Terminator became brittle. Okay. And how is that happening? That's happening because one day on Mercury is equal to 58 equivalent days of Earth. That is 24 hours into 58. So one day means one morning, daytime will be 29 Earth days, and one night is 29 Earth days. So because of this, the sun will continuously heat the Mercury surface during the daytime, and the temperatures can go to 800 plus. And when the night side, it will be very cold. That is only when the days are very long. Once it becomes, tilt will become 90, then it will be completely permanently pole towards sun, and that area will may reach how much hot it can become. I am leaving to your imagination. Okay. And so then comes the temperature. So these tidal waves also actually not only keeps the temperature, it's because through the sea it spreads the temperature. So it will maintain the temperature of very hot by moving that hot water to colder regions, and very cold regions it will actually supply hot. So, in that way it maintains a stability also, stability of the sun. And not only just sea water experiences tide, even the earth itself experiences tide. Even though we cannot actually perceive that, earth can move almost up to 35 centimeters due to the gravity of moon. Okay. This 35 centimeters, when the earth is moving bigger and smaller, okay, so that releases lot of heat. This heat actually it keeps the tectonic plates and volcanic temperature moving, and you know one of the funny things, this heat generated by this motion of earth is keeping New York center at least 10 degree warmer than whatever it is. Okay, otherwise it would have been a very long ice age for New York City. And more than anything, I don't know how many of you are aware of this. Nowadays almost all of you are aware of this greenhouse effect, right? So that global temperature is increasing and lot of things are happening. But both Earth and Venus formed almost at the same time with a similar material, but Venus has 93 times more atmosphere pressure than Earth, and the temperature is throughout the Venus is 273 Kelvin, 273 degrees centigrade, sorry, not Kelvin, 273 degrees centigrade. So that's equivalent to, it's much more than our boiling water. So whatever, most probably I don't exactly know, but it will be the inside of whatever the cooker, pressure cooker temperature will be. So why did that happen? That happened because whenever sun heats Earth or any planet, it gives out radiation in the night time. So because that whenever it's giving out the radiation in the night, it will be at a lower temperature. So it usually gives out in the form of infrared. If there is carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, if there is no carbon dioxide like Earth, so this heat will be given out to the space. So Earth will maintain a stable temperature. But in case of Venus, the Venus is covered with almost a very massive carbon dioxide. This traps this infrared radiations. So this radiation will be again sent back to Venus. In that way, it will act like a pressure cooker where it is not allowing any heat to escape. Because of this, the temperatures has gone to 270 to 300 degrees centigrade. So Earth was saved from that disaster because of this tectonic movement, it could actually trap almost 90+% of carbon dioxide inside the Earth. And also and a lot of other carbon dioxide got converted into carbonates and others in the sea, rocks and everything. So because of this removal of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, so Earth has become more safer now. So this is these are some of the reasons why moon is very essential for not only creation of life, for the existence of continuation of life. So if you are looking for life anywhere other than Earth or anywhere other than solar system, instead of trying to go deeper into the planet and try to look for life, look for its moon. If the moon is big enough, in addition to another thing is necessary is our Doddana Jupiter, because he is stopping most of the asteroids from hitting and coming and hitting Earth. Not only Jupiter, even you saw the picture of far side of moon, right? Whatever Mayuri has showed. So if you see that it has many meteorite hits, because this moon is acting like a shield for us. So it is taking many of the hits and saving Earth from asteroid and meteorite hits. Okay, so this I will again repeat. So that was long back. Now life is there, everything is there. Do we still need moon? Yes, because assume that suddenly today when we go out, moon has vanished from sky. What will happen? So many animals, for their timekeeping, they depend on moon. Okay, so there is the top is a dung beetle. People did an experiment in the lab. They brought the dung beetle into the lab and used light without any polarization, and dung beetle started going round and within the enclosure because it lost the sense of direction. Okay, so that sense of direction comes, it was found that it comes from the particular polarization from moonlight, lunar light. Okay, similarly, this another sea very close to sea creature. So its skin is very delicate. it cannot be away from water for very long. So it has to follow the water. That means it has to follow the tides. So that timekeeping is also again done with moon. These are just two examples. And then I have already mentioned about a stable axis. If by chance the tilt is very high, so we might actually get into freezing thing. And tectonic movement and others, I will just come to the last one. You know that I have mentioned about at any point of time there will be a tide, bulge. So this bulge will be almost a few meters in size, and assume that suddenly moon goes off from there, all this water in the bulges will fall back on earth. So that will be much worse than whatever the tsunami we had last decade. Okay. Almost 3/4 of the population will be affected by this tsunami. By chance today moon goes away suddenly. Okay, it won't happen immediately, and then it is actually saving, as I mentioned, from more asteroid hits. Because of all these reasons, we need to actually, moon is very important, right? Yes or no? Okay. So this I have this she has already shown, but you can clearly see the number of hits it is taking on behalf of moon. So how many, from how many meteorites or how many asteroids it has saved us. Okay. So Mayuri also mentioned about what is called as tidal locking. Why do we see only one face of moon? This is for the kids here. So this is very easy to actually explain with a game we used to play when we were kids, small kids. Can I have 1 or 2 volunteers for one game? Come. What about you? No. Okay. Mameli, Akshaya. So when we were kids, we used to play a game holding hands and going round and round. Can you play that? Hold like this. Just go around. Yeah. Just hold the hand. Go around. See, this game you remember? How many of you played this game? Now, just wait. Now, assume that, hold hands. Assume that he is the earth. Okay, she is going around. Just start moving. Now, just stop there. So now, once she start moving, don't rotate. And then suddenly, because if she starts moving away, these hands, they will exert a force on her, and it will try to pull her back. Okay. By chance, if she is lagging, then he will move away, move a bit. So then this will pull. This is what is called as tidal locking. So at some point, with time, both of them will start moving such that his rotation will be equivalent to orbital period, so that they will not in synchronization. Thank you. Okay. So this is exactly what is happening here. So just for clarity, I am showing moon as an elongated body. Okay. So physicists are very good in actually making assumptions. For us, if I want to explain some phenomena, we take a round cow. Easy to explain. So here I am going for a elongated body. So whenever it is trying to move away, rotate faster, so then this will be moving away from earth. So then there will be more force on this side than here. So it will pull back. So the same way, if it is going like this, then this will be trying to move away. So it will be pulled back. In this way, these two will be locked. So rotation period of central body will be locked with this. This we call it as tidal locking. This is what she mentioned about that. And okay, for some reason my computer is unable to, I don't know, I have to upgrade my technology. So this projector is Bluetooth capable. I did not know how to actually connect my system here, and some of the movies are not playing. At the end of this one, if I have time, I will show you few videos about this. So how did the moon came into existence? There are a lot of stories. Somebody even say that it came from the tear of a god, and some people say different stories. Okay. So, but there are some rational thinkers. So George Darwin proposed that moon just torn off from earth. Initially when the earth was formed, it was rotating very fast. Nowadays it is rotating once in 24 hours. Initially it was rotating at 7 to 8 hours per rotation. So when it was rotating very fast, because of the centrifugal force, a portion of earth just detached from it and became a moon. Other person said that no, moon was formed somewhere else. He was going on a walk and earth captured him and kept him in captivity. So that is a capture theory. So, whichever story we tell, it has to answer multiple questions, observations. Moon is moving away from Earth 4 centimeters every year, okay? And Moon has a lower density than Earth, average density. Then Moon rocks do not have any water at all. And finally, Moon is very close to as old as Earth. So, based on these, there are multiple theories. As I mentioned, it was going for a walk and Earth captured it, and fission is it was rotating very very fast, and a portion of that got separated and became Moon. And even people say that no, Moon and so Earth and Moon formed together from the same material, like with Ganapati you get Gauri free. So finally, some people even say that Earth was just going on around, and some other planet, a smaller size planet came and hit Earth. When it hit, a portion of that came out and that formed the Moon. So this is the most accepted theory as of now. Okay. So then comes, you are all aware of our Chandrayaan missions. I don't think we have to tell anything about it. One of the major results from Chandrayaan is detection of water, discovery of water on Moon. So some of you might ask this question. So Americans went to Moon almost 60 years back, and after that they suddenly stopped it. Entire lunar program was stopped for whatever reason. From last 20-30 years, they have not undertaken any mission to Moon. But suddenly from last 5-10 years, they started it with more vigor. First it was LRX. Now they started a complete program called Artemis, where they want to put a woman onto Moon by next decade. What actually instigated this revived interest in lunar program? Thanks to discovery of water on Moon by Chandrayaan. This one result has revived the entire lunar program of Americans, and that happened with Chandrayaan 1, and Chandrayaan 2 confirmed this one. Okay. So this is a picture of Edwin. This is one partial answer to one of the quiz questions. So Edwin Buzz Aldrin, he is standing next to Eagle, and this is the picture from Chandrayaan 2. That Eagle module, whichever was landed so long, you can still see it on Moon, and our imager could actually capture this image. So Chandrayaan 2 has highest resolution camera around Moon till today, even better NASA's any of the missions. By the way, one small trivia, I don't know whether Mem is interested in this. Edwin Buzz Aldrin is around 83 years of age now. He just got married 2 months back. Okay. So this is first question. What is this one? What is this place is called? Shiv Shakti. Okay. Our Honorable Prime Minister called this place as Shiv Shakti, and we actually see a stone. This is the Shiv Shakti place. Can you see the lander? A stone little farther away from that, we fondly call this as Nandi. Thank you all. With your permission, can I just show the video? I'll show it on my system. I don't know how many can see that. Done. No, I'll show it here directly because I can't do that. I'll just hold like this. When it's over, please let me know. Done? Thank you. So very small question. So when did you had lunch? Approximate time? 1 o'clock. The time now is 8 o'clock. It is 7 hours from there to now, right? This entire process took just half an hour more than that. So everything happened and the creation of moon happened within 7.5 hours. Done.